We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tonight we kick off Week 3 with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Bulls of Houston taking on the New York Giants. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it a loss of 12 that time. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That'll give him 8 that time. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going. Looking to put a drive together. They'll throw with May. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 1st down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Hey, what's that? Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Here's May. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. The Giants at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, here goes some crazy, crazy. Hey, what's that? 5. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
From the gun, it's May. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a Giant first down on a gain of 16.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
Like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop any like that one. 2nd down. But you look at this defense. Against the pass, they've had some issues. Ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap because throughout this season, they've given up some big plays. To be able to hold someone to no gain, oh, yeah, they'll take that one all game long.
2nd and 10.
Hey, 5. Hey, what's that? Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Throwing here is May. And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. To throw, it's May. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Giants first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I like their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping that one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Up the middle they go. It's Warner. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Hey, what's that?
Hands it off out of the gun. Oh, some strong running. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. They've got good good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
70 Timberwolves. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Hurt. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Dragon 60.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here, 1st and 10.
19 Lions.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Hey! Cowboy 80. Warriors 70. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 79 Broncos. Ready, right?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
First down pass. Intercepted. The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Looking to throw. May. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. To the air, May. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Now May on the sneak. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. A wall of bodies there. Nowhere to burrow through the line on the quarterback sneak. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Ready?
They'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got some space here. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. 43 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
60 Bison.
They'll look to throw. That's complete to DK. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 13 yards down to the 13.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal. 60 Bison. 19 Tiger.
And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. We'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Got it. Ready?
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Come on. Hit. 70, tip a roll.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. This is 3rd and goal. And this Giants defense, they have withstood the test thus far.
70,
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal.
19.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Touchdown! A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bulls are an extra point away from drawing level. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. This 2nd and 4. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
What's up? 5. Crazy.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. That is caught. And he will have the Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Crazy. What's up?
Looking to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
5. Hey, here goes tonight. Hey, what's that?
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Hey, what's that?
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. Fighting his way through contact. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Crazy, crazy. You got touch? Crazy, crazy. Hey, what's that?
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Warner. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Hey, here goes that. Hey, what's that?
Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with May. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. On 1st down, Patton. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
From the shotgun, May with it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
It's 4th down.
4th down. Here's May. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down.
I remember pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. He'll look to throw. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So the Giants now are going to turn it over to their field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still...
There he goes, right side. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Bulls strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this puts them on top by a penny. It's 14-13.
14. Giants 13.
After the touchdown, here's Summerall to send this one away. There's the stiff arm. On some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up the midfield.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 3.
What's that? Hey, what's that?
They'll throw with May. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Giants first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Hey, what's that? Crazy, crazy.
Here's May. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Unlock line, Crackle 80.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
All right, I got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What are you saying? I'm on the plus side of 30.
Now, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely, still got a lot of life left in those legs. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it's 2nd down. 4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 3.
Let's go.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as as they stop it behind the line.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now they'll run on the draw. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. How about this? They'll change it at the line. Oh, they're changing this at the line. Inaudible here to get a new look. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to get the lead up to 4. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And the touchdown the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Oh, some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. The end result, 21 yards. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Warner. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Play action. May. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Crazy. Hey, what's that?
Throwing here is May. Left side, it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, what's that?
To throw, it's May. Now he'll tuck this and run. That's caught right side by Worthy. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Up the middle they go. It's Patton.
What an advantage having a lead guy to build a defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Well, just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches.
Hey, what's that? Hey, I got him, man, I got him.
Back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Giants first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
They picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll run on first down. Warner. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. 12 yards between them and the end zone. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Hey, what's that? Crazy, crazy, crazy.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Roman. And with inside of 10 seconds.
Nah, good game, man. Good game. GG.
Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down.
Dude, that is crazy. I can't believe this game. I can't believe it.
4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done as you noted, and they did.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Now 1st and goal. Now May on the sneak. And no signal. I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Crazy, crazy. Hey, 5, 5, 5.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Point after, right down the middle. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory.
17.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won, and fun for us, because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So for the Giants, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll get the weekend off now as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Houston, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is